Tory MPs David Jones and John Redwood have said the results prove UK consumers were ready to vote with their wallets to teach the bloc a lesson. The online poll was carried out by the pro-Brexit think tank Facts4EU on its website between May 31 and noon today, with 1,412 people voting. Respondents were asked whether the EU's approach towards the UK since Brexit had prompted them not to buy goods from countries that are members of the EU, and the results were emphatic. In total, 30.7% vowed not to buy any such items, with 48.8% much less likely to, and a further 15.7% saying they were somewhat less likely to, adding up to 94.8%. A further 2% said they had not altered their buying habits, while just 2.3% said they were more likely to buy EU products since Brexit. Interestingly, however, European countries remain popular holiday destinations in Facts4EU's survey, with 68% of those who expressed a preference opting for EU 27 nations as their first choice. Mr. Jones, Deputy Chairman of the European Research Group, ERG, as well as the MP for Clwyd West, told Express.co.uk, the results of the survey clearly show that, while Britons bear no ill will towards EU citizens and individual member states, a majority still regard Europe as their preferred holiday destination, they have been alienated by the arrogance and attempted bullying of the European Commission during the Brexit negotiations and since. Most UK citizens would now prefer to buy British or Commonwealth-produced goods or goods from third countries. That is undoubtedly a major loss to the EU, given the size and affluence of the British economy, but it is also a boost to domestic producers, who now clearly have the goodwill of millions of UK consumers. The shift away from buying EU goods will also be a major asset in our trade negotiations with other countries around the world. For too long, UK consumers had effectively been prisoners of the customs union, said Mr. Jones. He added, they have been virtually obliged to buy from EU manufacturers and denied global choice because of high EU tariff barriers. Brexit means that is now a thing of the past, and Brits are obviously happy about it. John Redwood, MP for Wokingham and like Mr. Jones a member of the ERG, said, many people have been put off buying EU goods and services by the bullying approach of the EU Commission. Their unreasonable approach on fishing, Northern Ireland and border checks generally has made people want to buy British or from the rest of the world. Many countries want to do more business with us and welcome the chance to take down the old EU barriers to our trade with them, just as the EU is damaging its own businesses by deliberately making trade with us more difficult. Martin Daubney, a former Brexit Party MEP, described the survey's findings as hugely encouraging. He explained, Brits are voting with their wallets, and such people power is fantastic news for British farmers and manufacturers. Both Brexit and the pandemic has hammered home that the EU treats the UK with utter contempt, so it's no wonder British punters are telling them to stuff their produce up their junters. Given buying local produce inevitably reduced the UK's carbon footprint, it was also good for the environment, Mr. Daubney, the former editor of Loaded magazine, pointed out. He said, why ferry in produce from abroad when we can eat locally and seasonally? Yet the pro-EU climate zealots are strangely silent on this obvious win for our carbon footprint. That's because these clowns view British products with disdain. Look how Twitter clutched its pearls over intimidating Union flags on packets of Morrison's butter and M&S beer bottle tops. But these Facts4EU figures don't lie. Brits want British produce, and I'd encourage supermarkets to make their aisles look like a Platinum Jubilee pageant to cash in on this wave of national pride. Mr. Daubney added, critics might see this as proof, we're little Englanders, but in truth it's a direct reaction to the EU's disgusting treatment of the UK not only during the Brexit negotiations, but also during the pandemic, when Brussels blockaded vaccines to the UK and tore up Article 16. Disgruntled Remainers can go and wedge a Peruvian avocado in their kisses. We won't hear their moaning over the popping of British corks. Former Tory MEP David Campbell Bannerman, who was also deputy leader of UKIP from 2006 to 2010, agreed, saying, in a 24-hour web-driven media world, people are highly informed on how the EU is behaving, and this survey shows they are not impressed. The British people are slow to rise, but once risen they are formidable. They are now disgusted with the unfriendly and resentful way the EU has adopted to seek to punish the UK for Brexit. Mr. Campbell Bannerman said, upsetting your number one EU export market, which is us, comes at a heavy cost. It's now clear that Brits are quietly but firmly turning away from EU goods, whilst retaining a love and affection for individual European nations.